is up? Happy Tuesday, y'all. I am so happy to be back. It has been 2 weeks since I've been able to share this very handsome old mug with you. Kidding. Welcome to Living in Tampa. As y'all know, I am not the star of the show. I am joined by these two lovely and talented co-hosts here this evening. Both Miss Marsha Railton out of Braden, Florida. What's up, Marsha?
Hello, everyone. Glad to be back.
No doubt, right? And then we've got Miss Stacy Amen, and that is
Hello.
Amen, right? Just make sure you get that
Amen.
right. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. And I was telling Stacy earlier today, I was leaving a listing. We were doing photos today, and I was leaving a listing. And whenever I asked Siri to call Stacy Amen, I don't know what Siri voice you've got. I'd love to know in the chat, y'all. What Siri voice do you use? I chose the English Siri version because if I was going to be yelled at about my directions and being in the wrong way, I wanted to do it by at least the lovely voice that I felt was going to be accommodating. I didn't want to be yelled at. Have you ever go through those voices one day? They are hilarious. They range from angry to very laid back. So I took the English version, but she will not say Stacy's name correctly. She always says Stacy Eamon is what she always says. And Stacy had to correct me at one point too. She says, no, it's Amen, like Amen. Oh, got it. All right.
Everyone says Amen. Everyone does. Yeah.
Well, I bring that to y'all because it's easy to overlook. My name is Alcala. I've been called a lot of things, and we will not go down that road, both by my teachers as a child and ex-girlfriends. So you know the deal, right? Well, welcome, y'all. That's right. They were valid reasons a lot of the time. Sure, let me tell you. But we're happy to be back. I'm happy to be back with you. I was traveling the last 2 weeks, and as lovely and talented as these ladies are, they are not comfortable in playing with live technology and finding out how it goes. So we just took a little pause, and now we're back. So we're happy to be with y'all this evening. We are going to talk about the state of the real estate market here in Tampa. We're going to talk a lot about what's happening in fall. Fall weather has arrived in Florida almost a month early, and I got to tell you, I am loving it. I'm loving it. Ladies, what do you think?
Yes.
Love
it's
it.
A nice break.
It is. It was a very warm summer, y'all.
Yeah,
I mean, warm and relentless, and it was out of the ordinary, out of character, I should say. We didn't get much rain. And we're so used to having at least that rain during the midday, which kind of, I won't say cools things off, but gives relief. That's the best term I could use there, right?
Yeah.
A midday rain gives some relief that you are just dying for at that point. And it did not come a majority of the summer. So it was a very interesting summer. My lawn looks terrible, just so everybody knows. It is definitely needs a lot of love to get going, but we're excited. I'm excited to be back with you. These ladies have one heck of a program for you tonight. We're going to talk about what's going on with festivals. Outdoor festivals and events are back in Florida, which is exciting because they basically shut down during the summer because ain't nobody trying to go out there and sweat and melt during the summer. But the farmers markets are back. We're going to have the fall markets. We're going to pretend like we see color around here, something other than green and blue. Those colors are the only ones we really get. Well, we get yellow from the sunshine, but we don't get those red and autumny. Like that doesn't happen here. We have to go other places to make that happen. So it's fair. Ladies, I'll tell you what, you've all moved here from a different place. One of the strangest things to me, I've got a beautiful old growth oak tree in my front yard that is probably 150 years old or more, right? It's huge. It's massive. It is absolutely stunning. I love it. As a ton of shade. My front of my house faces the Gulf of Mexico. So as y'all can imagine, during the summer, that can be very warm and very intense. So this tree is just standing out there. It's like the offensive tackle on a football team. It's like, I got you. Don't worry about it. We're all set, right? But being from the north, I'll tell you one of the strangest things is that tree will shed its leaves and have green leaves behind it. It is the weirdest thing in the world, right? Like they fall off the tree and they land on the ground and they turn brown, but not the kind of brown that I'm used to having at home. And they're all green behind it. It is so weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is so weird. So that's the price you pay for paradise? Question?
No, well, I was upset the first time, our first fall, because I was like, I have to rake leaves. I mean, I I'm in Florida. Why do I have to write the leave? It's so weird.
It is weird. It is definitely it's a change, and we'll talk more about this as we get into the season. Christmas feels a little bit different if you move here from another place too. There's some things y'all have to adjust to and get used to, but let me just say this: it's been worth it. It's been worth it, and you can go other places to find it too. So I'm excited to share that with y'all this evening. We've got our viewers hanging out. Kevin, what is up? My man is just bound and determined to be first, and I appreciate that.
Hi, Kevin. Thanks for coming every time.
We appreciate
We
you, Kevin. That's
appreciate
awesome.
it.
Absolutely. And Miss Denise, who's been in town running around with Stacy. Good
Yeah.
evening,
Hi,
Denise.
Denise.
Hi, Denise.
I hope we finally found you a house. I hope that's what's happening. So Miss Denise has been coming, hanging out in Florida, and she's been, taking Stacy, and they've been checking out all kinds of new construction. I'm excited to hear when she finally lands that dream property she's been working so hard towards. So looking forward to that. We got Zachary. Good evening, Zachary from Seattle. The Pac Northwest has been very good to us, right, Marcia? We've moved quite a few people from the Pacific Northwest, especially
Yes.
Seattle, to Tampa. I don't know what it like. It seems like there is a tremendous amount of interest from Seattle to Tampa specifically. So definitely happy to connect there. We got Michael up in Connecticut. What is up, Michael, my man? It is. We're grateful that you're watching with us this evening. Thanks for tuning in. And what did she say? We picked the house. We picked the house.
Yay.
Stacey, did you know this already? Like, is this
No, she
official?
hadn't told me officially, but I was pretty confident we found it yesterday.
All right, Denise, we're
That was
excited for you.
perfect.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Look at that. Live on television, on YouTube at least, right? That happens. We're so excited for you, Denise. Thanks for trusting us. We appreciate that. And for anyone else who's watching that didn't know, we are an incredible group of realtors, and we help people just like you buy, sell, relocate, and invest here in the Tampa Bay area. So if that interests you, do not hesitate to reach out, just like Miss Denise did. All of our contact information is listed down below. There's even a link to my calendar so you can schedule a time that's most convenient for you. We'd be more than happy to connect and help make that dream a reality as well. So thank you very much, Denise. We appreciate it. Thanks for everyone who has trusted us so far and has this under consideration, whether you choose this or not. Just know that we appreciate you watching. We appreciate your contribution, and we love when you guys chime in. And that is a welcome to you as well. If you're watching, you have questions, put them in the chat. We love to make this interactive. We love to connect with you personally. The ladies work very hard to curate the information that they're about to share, and we love sharing that with you. So we're blessed and grateful for it. So I know I'm going to screw this up. Who went first last time? I'm pretty sure it's Marcia.
Yeah,
That was a while
that was
ago.
like forever ago.
All right. So let's start. Well, let's start with
straws.
Yeah, we'll pick straws. Well, let's start with Stacy tonight. All right. So we'll start with Stacy. We'll get that rolling. And then Marcia's got a whole litany of really cool festivals that she wants to share. But let's start up in Pasco County and in Tampa Bay, really, because I know she's got some really cool things that are happening here in the Bay. Same thing with Marcia as well. But let's dive in. Stacy, what do you got for us tonight? Let's kick this off.
We have some fall festivals. They are back and the weather is beautiful. So make sure you get these on your calendar. There's a fall festival at the Dade City Farm that is going on now until October 29th. And that's on the weekends, on Saturday and Sundays. So they have a pumpkin patch. You can go on a hay ride. They have a corn maze. They have a kids play zone. And they have a sunflower you pick, which I've done gone to the strawberry fields and done the you pick your strawberries, but I've never gone to a place and picked flowers. I think that'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That could be really cool.
Yeah, I think the little girls would love that.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, strawberries are kind of a big thing out here. You got Plant City, which is known for its strawberry festival each year. There's usually country artists that come out. There's a whole hullabaloo around the strawberry festival. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. They're also going to have food trucks there. So Marcia, I think we need to go.
Yeah.
So we can do the sunflower thing. That'll be lots of fun.
Yeah.
But that's out in Dade City. So that is about 7-10 miles from Wesley Chapel.
Yeah, to the north there. And this is what Stacy was referring to. I know it's a little bit small, but we're talking about the vendors here. You can find them on Facebook at Dade City Farms, y'all. So if you're interested in that, just go check them out on Facebook. And then you'll see the event in there as well. They got Dade City Farm tickets and prices for the fall festival here. Let's jump in there and see if it takes us to a website specifically. There you go. So it talks about all the things that Stacy was talking about, pumpkin patch. And the fall thing is weird. I remember the first time we went to the corn maze the first year we were here, and it was hot. It was hot. I was like, what in the world are we doing out here baking in a cornfield? And it was like 90 degrees that day. But it's nice now. It was like 65 this morning.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I was going to break out my hoodie, but then I thought better of it. So I just put it back in the closet. Yeah.
All right. Well, and then we have over at the movie theaters at the Grove, they're having a fall family fun day. So you can take the kids out there. They're going to have games and crafts. They'll have a raffle, and they'll have tons of local vendors out there. The Grove is great. They always have some kind of festival.
Yep.
On the weekends. They always have fun stuff going on over there. And then the Tampa Premium Outlets, they are having a Wesley Chapel festival, which I think is weird at the Tampa Outlets. It's the Wesley Chapel. That's weird.
Is it Land O'Lakes technically or Lutz?
I think it's a Lutz address,
It is
actually.
a Lutz address, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyways, let's see. That is on October 28th and 29th from 11 to 6. You can take the family out there. There's going to be a food truck rally, and they're going to do trick-or-treating.
Very cool.
Yep.
It is the season to fill that belly, y'all.
Yeah. Getting you ready for the holidays.
Yep.
So, and then back up north here in Dade City, we are having a street bash at the Dade City Brew House. And
Nice.
they do this, they actually do this once a month in Dade City. They'll shut down all the streets in our little downtown. And so they have vendors that come out, small businesses set up tents up and down the street, and they'll have live music and food, and it's a lot of fun.
And anytime you say brew house, you know that my ears perk up. So I'm definitely excited for that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the share there. So the street bash, right?
Yep,
Street bash,
October 13th.
13th from 4 to,
Be this weekend, right?
yep, from 4 to 9 p.m. So make sure y'all jump into that. Looks like they got trivia as well to do some live music. That's the one thing we are extremely blessed with in this area. I want to make a quick point about this, if you don't mind, Stacy. You know, I moved from Metro Detroit. I've shared this with y'all before. My dad's a musician. He teaches students how to play guitar and bass, but he's been a gigging musician for over 50 years. And I've had the just wonderful fortune of playing with my dad a few gigs a couple times. But they've really, especially during the pandemic, they shut down a lot of the local venues, and there's not a lot of places for live music anymore. And it hurts my heart, right? Obviously, I'm a musician. I love live music. But here's the thing that I'll say, like, we are so blessed. We have so many venues that welcome live music in our area, right? Whether it's Tampa or Sarasota, Bradenton, like we have a ton of live music, and you could really just go just about anywhere. You know, we've talked many times about Slice, which is our local pizzeria here in Indian Rocks Beach. They always have live music on Thursday and Friday and Saturday during season when all of the tourists and the snowbirds are here. They'll usually have it, 6 nights a week. But, our local breweries, they always have music, just like Stacey's sharing now. And like a lot of restaurants have live music, especially near the beach and, downtown St. Pete and downtown Tampa. Like we're just extremely blessed. And if that's something that you like, whether you're here on vacation or you live here as a resident or you're even part-time, there is a ton to plug into in terms of live music. And I love it. And I know Marcia and Steven love live music too. Stacey, we've never talked about that before, but it's something that I think we're really blessed with here in the greater Tampa Bay area that we don't talk enough about. So just wanted to make note on that, y'all.
Yeah. You know what I love about it here as well, not only is it live music, but it's normally outside.
Yep.
And I love it for a couple of reasons. I love to be outside, but also when it's so loud inside a building, I don't like that anymore as I'm getting older.
Spring chicken, Marcia.
Don't tell anyone.
I enjoy it so much more when it's outside. It just, I love
Me
it.
too.
So you're right. We're lucky to have so many places with live music. And like Juan was saying, it's not just one day a week or one day a month. It's a couple
All the
days a week normally. And then
Yep.
in season, it's more. So you have a lot of options.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm right in downtown area of Dade City. So like I can hear the music playing from my front porch.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really
That
cool.
is very cool. Good evening, Vivian. We want to say hello to you too. Thanks for chiming in and watching. We appreciate that. For anyone else who's just joining us here as well, we always welcome the comments. We try to make this show very interactive. Do not hesitate. We'd love to know where you're watching from first and foremost. And if you have any questions or comments, if you can lend anything in your local, we always love the contribution. And trust me, so do the viewers. They read those comments. They read those comments. So we appreciate that. But let's get back to it, Stacy. So we had the street bash market at the brewery. What else is going on?
Well, Marcia, do you go to haunted houses?
No.
Do you do scary movies?
No.
Me neither. Me neither. So you won't find me at these places.
That's
And my
hilarious.
kids love to go. So that's why I know they're great because they go every year. But Busch Gardens has Hollow Scream every October. So it's now until October 31st.
This is a big blowout event, by the way.
Yeah, like at 7:00 they close down the park, and it's all Halloween stuff, scary stuff. So I think they have like several different, I want to say maybe 6 different houses, Halloween houses, or maybe I'm getting them mixed up with
Haunted houses, scare zone, thrill rides, and entertainment is what we got. So we
Yeah.
got the Stranglewood Estates, of course.
God.
And the pop-up. Why wouldn't we get a pop-up? Get off the screen. Oh, how do we fix that? Hold
You
on.
say no thanks.
We just got popped up. All right. The Residents, Home for the Holidays, Witch of the Woods, The Forgotten Uprising, and then they have Sinister shows as well. So this is pretty cool. And the Scare Zone. I have a friend who has worked here in the past, and he kind of does it moonlighting here from time to time too. And it's a thing, y'all. Like, it is a big blowout event. People talk all about this all over the area. I would love to go to something like this. My wife is not going to have that. Like, that is not going to go down.
Yeah.
She won't. I haven't watched a scary movie in like 14 years. She's terrified of it. Like, she's like, I won't sleep. And I was like, that's not my problem.
She'll make it your problem.
It will be your problem.
Yeah, but the teenagers love this stuff. My kids go every year. So, and I don't think it's included in their, if you have like the season passes, I think it's an additional fee.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's a good one. I would highly recommend it according to my children.
Yep. So here's the ticket prices, y'all. I know it's a little bit small. So I just want to, the Hollow Scream, Friday the 13th tickets are as low as $49.99 for a single ticket. It's going to be date specific. I can guarantee you that. The closer you get towards Halloween, it's going to get more expensive. Any night ticket is $79.99, and the unlimited admission ticket is $146.99. So that's actually not that bad. You could literally go for the entire month.
Yeah, I want to pay $50 for someone to scare me. That's like torture.
Oh, I get it. All right. Well, that's not Stacy's thing, but she's sharing it with me anyways. Give the woman a hand, right? Like, we appreciate you.
Yeah, and the kids, like I said, love it. Now, if you're coming back down here or up here to Dade City, we have our very own haunted fields, I guess. It's called Screamageddon, and they're actually open 7 days a week. 7 days a week you can go get scared.
This is getting a lot of pub. I saw it on the news the other night. They were talking about this. So like,
yeah, they have 6. This is the one that has 6 different haunted houses.
Yeah.
Now on this one, I know the kids, like, not only you have to go pretty early because you have to wait in line for each haunted house, and there's such a big, so many people go out that the lines can get pretty long.
Yep. That makes sense.
They'll be out there pretty late.
Oh, this got some serious art on here. I wonder if this was done through AI, but this is cool.
Yeah.
Voted number 1 USA haunted house. So that's a pretty big, if that's real. Could have been voted by their mom, but you never know. I've been voted the best.
Kids.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've been voted the best realtor in Tampa by my children. So just so everybody knows, like 100% guaranteed. That's the reality of it. Well, let's find out how much tickets are. This is always
So if you remember us talking about before the tree toppers, that zip lining park, this is the same location.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 35 all the way up
so
to.
Somebody's come flying at you when you're walking around.
That's right.
Tickets are not terrible here. So like we've got tickets, looks like $36.95 right now. On the weekends they jump up. So $60 this coming weekend. Looks like that's a really busy weekend. 45 to 53 next weekend, and 45 to 53 the following weekend. And on Halloween night, it's actually pretty discounted. So that's cool as well. All right. Cool.
Yeah. So if anyone goes, please let us know how it went. I want to know from a distance.
VIP passes allow you to skip the general admission line. So they got a fast pass, y'all.
Everyone has a fast pass. It's so crazy.
Have you ladies ever seen that video? It's a voice, and I never saw the original video, but it's always a video of people at Disney, and there's like people walking in the fast pass, and they're looking at the other people standing in line, you know, the normal people like me and you.
Yeah.
And it's a lady going like, hide your purse, y'all. There's poor people around. You know, I'm just like, I was like, hey, I take offense to that, right? I'm not poor, I'm cheap. There's a difference between the two. I don't like spending money. That's
crazy. There's a fast pass for everything. I was at the mall a couple of years ago, and there's a fast pass lane to see Santa. I'm like, are you kidding me?
The only fast pass lane. Here's the fast pass lane I would buy. Publix. I would absolutely buy a fast pass lane. First of all, I don't ever go there during peak hours because I would lose my mind, but I would definitely pay a premium to not have to wait in line. The car dealership, which I've just went through that experience. That is a terrible experience. I'm going to do a whole video on that, on the state of Florida and buying a car, just so everybody knows. If you follow this channel, it is coming, because that was like, I would rather go see the dentist twice in a week. It was that bad. It was that bad. That's what place I'd like a fast pass for, and I just don't ever want to go to a mall, so that's not my thing either. But I feel you. I feel you, ladies. Fast passes are good in some places, but not so much in others.
Yeah. Okay, so the other things I have are, I found out I was at Homes by West Bay, and I got the scoop that they are opening 2 new communities in Pasco County. One is behind the Watergrass community off of Handcroft Road.
Okay.
And the other one's going to be in 2 Rivers, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, that huge community that's going to be in Hillsborough and Pasco. So they're going to be building out there as well.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this before, about Homes by West Bay. I love their product. Just so you know, if you're really wondering about the area, and like, they're a mid-tier builder is what we refer to them, and forgive the jargon, because that's essentially what that is. I just want to be mindful of it. But like, you know, you've got these different tiers of builders. We have budget builders in the area that home places like Casa Fresca Home Builders, maybe KB. You know, there's a couple other. There's not many, but there's a few where, you know, we would consider them budget, and they're really like they're cutting a lot of corners with the quality of the finishes is the best way I would put it. You know, to build these homes, they're still building block homes because that's the code. So like, you're still getting that, but like, you know, maybe the quality of the cabinetry and the finishes aren't going to be nearly as good. And then you've got what we would consider that entry level price point, and that's builders like Lennar, DR Horton. But in all fairness, they do kind of almost bridge the gap between that that first time and the step up. And then we have this mid-tier category, which Homes by West Bay definitely fits into that category. Biscayne, MI Homes, David Weekley, and Taylor Morrison. Those are those builders in there that have this range, kind of like, and it depends on the community, but you're usually going to be somewhere between 600,000 and like 1.2. And I know that's a very wide, like, Juan, that's as much as the first time. Yeah, I get it, but like that's where it's at. And then after that, you get into that, custom home building. Like areas like Star Farms down in Lakewood Ranch, where you've got these just beautiful, who was the builder we went down there that had the bourbon room, Marsha? Was it Ruttenberger?
Lee Weatherington.
Yes, Lee Weatherington. We made a video on the channel before. Go check that out, y'all. It was in Star Farms. That home was incredible. I love the outdoor space of that. And like, they left nothing unturned. You could buy it completely furnished, and the house was very well thought through and appointed. And for me, for going tangent here, but like West Bay, Taylor Moore, they build very nice homes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of areas, these would be considered luxury. Right. So like just sharing that perspective with you. So like you hear us say mid-tier, but like they're actually really nice, and still some semi-custom. Taylor Morrison, they have a what do they call that? The center where they go check out
Design center.
Yeah. They have a design center there where you can definitely go pick out backsplashes and tile and flooring and do a lot of that. So that semi-custom feel. And again, they build beautiful homes. West Bay, I've already shared, they've got one of my favorite floor plans in all of Tampa Bay. Forgive me for going tangent on this, but like, I think we've got some really nice homes in that 600, especially that 6 to 9 range. We've got some great properties, right? And great communities. These communities are, if I was a kid and I saw any of these, I would think those people were rich beyond my wildest dream. I know that's not true now, right? But I can only imagine living in these communities are amazing. They all have tot lots and dog parks and walking trails and resort style pools. And like, it's so much living. And that's the thing that I always forget to remind people of. You're not just buying the house, you're buying a community. You're buying a lifestyle when you buy here in Tampa, Florida. So don't lose sight of that, right? Like, I heard somebody to say, make sure that you sell the vacation and not the flight. And my goal here is not to sell you on anything, but to help you understand you're buying into a lifestyle when you move to Tampa, Florida, right? Don't try not to look at it as just a home. Yes, that is extremely important, but like, you can buy a really nice home in an area that does not suit your lifestyle, and you're going to be miserable. Right. So our focus is to make sure that we're helping you find that correct lifestyle, and matching your lifestyle, the right community, right? And those houses, they live a lot better when you love where you live. Right. So this is great. So sorry to interrupt you there, Stacey. I just, like I said, sometimes we just really miss the point of what we're trying to accomplish here. Most people who are relocating here are coming for the lifestyle, right?
Yes.
The houses are great, but y'all, you're coming here because of the sunshine and the beaches and the salty air, or just being able to be outside in the winter, see the sun, whatever it is. But we've got that for you here. So, we appreciate being able to share this stuff with you. But great builder.
Yes.
Sorry for the tangent.
Well, and I know that interest rate is really hurting people right now, but building new construction just is the way to go, because they're offering so many nice incentives. And they can help you with that interest rate. I know Homes by West Bay is offering $35,000 towards, your financing incentive. So you can put that towards closing cost, or you can put it to buy down your rate. So
yeah, and that is a big difference right now, y'all. We're going to get an interest rate tonight, because this is definitely an interesting time to be talking about real estate, especially the interest rates. But this is great. You can always go to their website, direct, of course, but reach out to us. We more than happy. Especially Stacey is the new construction queen on our team. Like, she lives in these places all day, every day. She knows the incentives at each community, like what models are available. She has been all through Tampa Bay. She knows what's happening out there.
yes. And one of my favorite communities is River Landing by Taylor Morrison. I love their floor plans. I just think they do such a great job with their floor plans, but they are offering some really nice incentives too. They're giving $18,000 for your finance incentive if you buy or build on a 62-foot lot. And if you go to the design center, you have to spend $80,000 in upgrades, but they are going to give you $25,000 back. So you're going to get $25,000 free in upgrades.
So you're spending 55.
Yeah.
This is girl math. Now I know what that TikTok video was all about.
See, it's free. It's free. It's a free $25,000. It doesn't cost you anything.
I spent 80, but I saved you 25.
That's great.
Oh,
Great.
oh, now I understand. I just totally missed it, right? And since we're buying it next year, it's free.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I got it, right? Like this is the joke running around the house right now. It's like,
I love it.
Yeah, we have to share that video with everyone. It's a good area.
Yes, I love the neighborhood. It's a really nice neighborhood. They have their clubhouse. They have a resort style pool with a really nice fitness center. They have green space for like kids to go play soccer. They have a dog park. I mean, it's really nice.
Yeah. So
I've been to that community with you guys and by myself, but the thing I love about it is all the trees. It's so natural in there. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. It's very pretty.
Pulling this up on the map a little bit to give everybody perspective. Let me zoom out real quick. I know this map's really small, but just to give you a little perspective. So downtown Tampa, River Landing's probably 35 to 45 minutes, depending on the time of day, to get to downtown Tampa from River Landing in Wesley Chapel. It's on the south end of Wesley Chapel. So just for perspective, but it is on the southeast side of Wesley Chapel. So River Edge, River Landing, the two communities actually share the amenity center. There's even a little bridge that you cross over that you don't, because it's gated, which I think is pretty cool. So you're off of State Road, what is it, 56, right? Yep.
Yeah.
You're off of State Road 56. So rather than going back out to the road, and I'll show you here on the map, you zoom in, you can get a handle on it. You'll see River's Edge is right next to it. So River's Landing is on the left, and you got River's Edge here. And then there's a new river that runs between. Rather than going back out to State Road 56, because that would be terribly difficult for anybody living over in River's Edge, right? They actually built a little bridge that you can cross in the community here, and the community's gated. It's pretty cool. It's a really nice community there.
Yeah, and it's a great location too. You're right off Highway 56, so you're far enough away from everything going on in Wesley Chapel. You're probably 10 minutes away from everything. So it's really nice. Really nice location. But they're 52-foot lots. They have a $25,000 finance incentive. And they also put together these design packages where you don't go to the design center. You just pick, I think they have like 3 or 4 different packages to pick from. And if you pick one of those, it's free.
Oh.
Free. It costs you nothing to upgrade.
Free.
I'm sold.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm all about the free. So they're talking about here. Closing cost assistance, permanent buy down is what it says on here. Temporary buy downs. People are getting very creative right now. When it comes to making purchases, especially the builders. We're at this pivot point. I saw a chart last week where new construction homes are almost the same price as resale, which that's not normal. Usually new construction are much higher in cost than a resale home. But hey, these builders, they bought these development years ago, right? At cheaper interest rates, but they have to borrow today's money to build today's houses. So, they're in the same boat with us. I know, forgive me when I say that, but like they have to deal with the same thing that we do, right? Expensive money. And, they're getting aggressive. So they want to keep their people working, and we're grateful for it. And it does put more inventory in the marketplace, which we do need, and they're building newer homes, that have less expensive insurance. And there's a lot of things to like about it too. So good and the bad with new, right? There's a break-in period, just like anything else. But a lot of our builders do a good job. Even some of them have really bad names nationally, but for the most part, we don't hear a whole lot of complaints from our, like, especially from our clients, but like even in the marketplace, right? Like normally you hear that stuff. So we've been pretty fortunate in that respect. And, you know, it's unfortunate, you know, the name Taylor Morrison, the two names that were put there, those guys aren't building your homes anymore, right? It's the general contractor, the you know, the supervisor, and then the crew. So, you know, I don't know what it is about Florida, but it seems like we've got some pretty darn good contractors for the most part here in the greater Tampa Bay area. And I know that people have poor experiences. I'm not saying they don't, but for the most part, it seems to be pretty well. So I'm just sharing that with you guys.
Yep. And then my last share is D.R. Horton is offering $15,000 towards finance incentives only in certain communities. So I was looking them up. Two Rivers, which is, you know, again, that huge community that's going to be in Pasco and Hillsborough. They have some on certain home sites over there. And in Epperson, they also have a few running that special. So
awesome. Well, that's a great share. And again, if you guys are looking to purchase or make that move in Florida, like, listen, y'all, like, you think about it. Well, I'm coming next summer. Well, now's the time to start making a move on that new construction, because, you know, you're let's talk about Denise, right? She's in the process of considering a Taylor Morrison home. Stacy, you were just in those meetings. When are they telling her that the home will be delivered, or should she expect that to be? Because it's never a specific date.
Yeah, 9 to 12 months.
9 to 12 months. So if you want to be down here by next winter, right, next fall, you need to be looking at putting a property under contract right now. Now that's Taylor Morrison, Homes by West Bay. You can find some stuff that may be closer towards that move-in ready, but even then, we're always usually 4 to 6 months out, right, on new construction. So if your goal is to be down here next spring, summer, you need to start that process right now of shopping and wrapping your mind around it. Hopefully interest rates improve by then and you can buy them down. But honestly, the way things look right now, I would not be banking on that. Would not be making on it, but that's good. Denise said Taylor Morrison has pot fillers.
That's what did it. That's what did it. We heard
somebody is a cook
in Tampa for those pot fillers, and we found a builder that had them. So
that's
we were
awesome.
like, sold.
Tell me you cook without telling me you cook, right there. That is exactly what that is. And Denise, now I know where I'm going to go eat for the holidays, because only great cooks know that a pot filler is necessary in their kitchen. So that's awesome. Congratulations. I love that. James is watching from Georgia, I think, right? Yeah. I really enjoy your channel. I'm from Florida, but now live in Georgia. You guys keep me updated on what's going on there. Thanks. All the best, Jim. Thanks, Jim. We appreciate you, brother. Where are you at in Georgia, by the way? I'm taking the family up the first week in November to the Blue Ridge Mountains. We're going to go up to Lake Blue Ridge and LJ to go see some color, like we were talking about earlier. We want to see those fall leaves. I want to light a fire and have crisp air hit my lungs just once. That's as close as I want to get to the cold. Then I'm coming back. Right? Can't be hanging out in the cold weather. And then we're going to go try to make sure that we don't run into any bears, because that is the reality. I saw a video last week, y'all, of a black bear walking down the street in Naples, Florida.
Ooh.
Did you see that?
I did
not.
I did not see that.
It was like 8 o'clock on Friday night, and it was just strutting down the street. I was like, is that what I think it is? And they're like, yes, this is a black bear walking down Main Street in Naples, Florida. It's the strangest thing ever. I was like, not only do you have to deal with sharks and gators, but apparently you have to worry about black bears strolling down Naples Avenue.
Well, as you know, we used to live in Atlanta, so we go up to the mountains a lot. I never saw a black bear, but you'll see tons of deer, and they're so beautiful. Like in the morning, if you're sitting out having coffee, all of a sudden you'll notice that there's deer all around you, and the same in the early evening. They're just everywhere.
Yep, that's awesome.
So hopefully you'll see deer, not bear.
Yeah, the kids will get a kick out of it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, Marcia, let's head south. Let's talk about what's happening in Sarasota, Bradenton.
Oh, lots happening here. Sarasota just topped the list for home markets to watch, with the hugest increase in residences being built.
Ooh.
Did they use the word hugest, or is that your word? Because I love that word. I love that word.
They use the word huge. I added some to it.
That's right. No judgment. I love the word hugest. That is like.
Is it not a word?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so. Nope. There's two words that I love: ginormous, which there was a Disney. No, it was one of the cartoon movies, and it had Reese Witherspoon in it and Seth Rogen, where he played like the Blob, and she turned into a giant lady, like a giant, and they called the guy called her Ginormica, right? So I love ginormous, and I love hugest. So that's awesome. That's good.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
So a company called Surify, it's a insurance company, did this study or came up with this list of 10 of the top cities in the United States that are growing. And they determined it by the building permits, the population change, demographic data, an internal database of their home insurance quotes. So that's how they got the information and determine which cities were the top in the most new homes being built. And Sarasota was the #1 city. And that includes Sarasota metropolitan area is Manatee County and Sarasota County.
Yep.
So that's pretty exciting. It has 218 residential units for every 100,000 people in the area. And coming in second was Fort Myers, and they have 191 units for every 100,000.
Okay.
So it's a pretty big difference, actually. But it's exciting. There's so much room for growth here, and Sarasota and Manatee County has a lot of property yet that they can continue growing, and they're saying they are. They said that 25% increase year over year for housing units in the area, and that Fort Myers was the same way. They were growing really quickly, but since 2022, it's been a decrease of 14%, and probably because of the Hurricane Ian that went through there, I'm guessing.
Yeah, definitely a factor there, right? And you know, Fort Myers it's always been, you bring up a good point. I won't call it marginal, but it's one of those areas that's kind of off the beaten path a little bit, right? Like it's not the bigger areas like Tampa, Orlando, Miami, Jacksonville. Those are our big drivers of metropolitan areas in the state, right? And then anything else outside of that is what we call a regional or, a more local event. And one of the things about Fort Myers, like you get into the history on that, but like that whole area was built very strange. The whole water table situation down there, and I'm not against it. Like I actually think it's a beautiful area, y'all, just so you know, but like getting water, because they built all those channels to attract people and they didn't put water. Like they didn't think through that they were going to need water because they didn't think that people were going to be on municipal services. They let everybody drill a well, and then the aquifer got really low and no one had water anymore. And then they had to figure out how to get water to all of those little fingers that they've got all over the place. And it just takes a really long time to get anywhere in Fort Myers, because if you live on one of those channel areas, it can take you 30 minutes to get anywhere, of a reason. It's pretty interesting how it's laid out. Still a really nice area, but definitely different. Right. Unlike Sarasota, Bradenton, Tampa, where we don't have those kind of like, those keys and those channel districts, so to speak, where everybody's got a boat in a backyard type of thing. Right. So just some subtleties, some differences to look at. Insurance is way higher down there, of course, as part of it too. And that's the thing I was noting here. You guys, we always try to bring the truth. The objective is be as objective as we can. And it's not always pretty. Right. So here's something I found interesting on this article, Marcia. However, the insurance company noted that Sarasota ranked high on the list despite the high cost of home insurance in Florida, which Sarasota residents paying 80% more than U.S. annual average in home insurance. Holy wow, right? That is like, whew, baby. The report puts Sarasota average cost of the home insurance at $3,264. Fort Myers average cost was a bit cheaper at $2,568. So definitely something to keep in consideration. And Marcia and Stacy can really help guide you through that too if you are considering making the move down here. One of our biggest recommendations when it comes to moving the area is if you're not going to be on the water, right? Like if you're not going to buy on the water because that is your lifestyle, buy somewhere that's non-flood, non-evac, right? Non-flood zone, non-evac, your insurance will not be crazy. It'll be more than the national average because that's just Florida, but it won't be crazy. I've shared this before. We just, we bought our home 2 Wednesdays ago. Brand new policy, guys. Like, and I live less than 2 miles to the coast, but because I live in a non-flood and a non-evac, my homeowner's insurance was $2,542 for the year. And if anybody lives in, you ladies live in Florida, that's almost free.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. Right? Girl math, it's free. Right. So just a little bit of perspective on that too. But this is great list, Marcia. And she's right. There's still so much room for growth in Sarasota, Bradenton. Like that area is growing. Like look what's happening down in Northport.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Venice, it's just exploding down there. So this is great. Great list, Marcia. Thank you.
Everywhere's growing, isn't it?
Yeah.
In this area. Okay, my next topic is some festivals. There's a couple pumpkin festivals I want to tell you about. The Fruitville Grove Farmers Market is having their 35th annual pumpkin festival. It's free, and it has a petting zoo, a playground, live music, circus performances, craft vendors, decorated photo spots, and costume contests, and all of it is free.
Awesome.
They do have some other activities, which include pony rides, rock climbing, a wildflower maze. So we may have to go there too. And kids fun zone and zip line. So they have a lot to offer. They have food trucks and vendors. It's a cool farm, and it's opened every weekend during October from 10 to 5.
Cool.
So that's a great thing to do, with your family in the fall. I just love that time of year. It's my favorite time of year. And even though our temperatures and we don't have the leaves, the way people decorate here so much and make things very like an event or celebratory. Same with Christmas. I feel like people decorate here so much more to just bring that feeling. So I think people moving from the north, you might be disappointed as far as our leaf change and things like that, but we make up for it in the way we present the holiday, I guess.
You know why? Because the weather is so nice. We can go outside and decorate and decorate and decorate.
Yeah, you don't have to shovel snow to decorate. Then wait for the snow to melt to get the bulbs out of the trees. Yes. So, another pumpkin festival is the Hunsader Farms, and they're having a festival as well. And that sounds like a lot of fun too. They have hay rides and scarecrow displays and lots of fun things to do there. That's also free and also open every weekend on during October from 9 to 5.
Where is Hunsader Farms? Hold on. So that's in Bradenton.
Yeah.
Homegrown. You can purple hull peas. I don't know what a purple hull pea is by chance. Black eyed peas, peppers, eggplants, okra, zinnias, cosmos, and sunflowers. Big fan of that.
Oh, more flowers you can pick. I guess that's a new thing to do, or we're just finding out about it.
Yeah.
I love zinnias. They're beautiful.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's fun. And all the farmers markets are opening back up in October too. So that's another fun thing to do. Some festivals that I wanted to mention were, there's one that's at the Motorworks Brewery, which, Juan, you've been there, right? Or no, you've been by it. But
we drove by it.
It's a super cool place here in Bradenton. The inside, I've never spent much time inside, but their outdoor area is absolutely gorgeous. They have these huge trees and they're lit up at night. They have cornhole and bocce ball. They have a huge, I don't know how big the screen is, but you can watch movies, or they have sports events, which the screen is up on the side of the building, and they always have live music. So It's a lot of fun. They don't have food there, but they have food trucks that come. So you can get that, and makes it even more fun. But they're having an Oktoberfest. It's called Celebratory Fest. And it's pet and child friendly, and they have live music as they normally do. It's dog friendly. They recommend or encourage that you wear kilts, dirndls, or lederhosen for their festival. So
Okay.
I'm sure there's going to be some strange outfits involved.
Yeah, for sure. I was looking to see if there's more photos there. It's a cool outdoor space, right? So it looks like they do weddings and things there too. But we've driven by it.
See that big tree? That at night is full of lights, and it is just beautiful.
Right here, they got this photo here.
Yeah,
and it's right across the street from Lecom Park, where the Pittsburgh Pirates play their spring training.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you that don't know, it's just south of downtown Bradenton. Just really cool area. Lots of art right around there too, Marcia. Like the neighborhoods are really cool. It reminded me of kind of it's Gulfport-esque is what I would say, without the Gulf being right there.
Yeah.
But it had that vibe of like, you know, really cool art, old historic homes, you know, and just a really kind of like vibrant community there. So I like that. Cool spot.
I think when I had taken you through there, it wasn't long after a big storm or something that it didn't look as nice as it normally does, but it is a great area. Yeah. So that's super cool. And then in downtown Sarasota at JD Hamill Park, they're having a Rocktoberfest. So it's Oktoberfest with rock music. So that sounds like it'd be a fun time too. That's the 13th, 14th, and 15th. So that's a 3-day festival.
Wow. Is it free?
So there's a lot lot going on this coming weekend for festivals.
I don't see tickets on here. Is it free? Free admission. There it is. Wow. Okay, cool. It's always, this is why we love living here, y'all. Like the only reason you're bored is because you're too lazy to look.
Yeah, there's always something to do.
Yeah, there definitely is.
That's it. Like whenever my kids are like, we're bored, I'm like, Joe, I need to take you to the gator pond. Like we can figure out how to get you real active real soon, because like this is Florida. There's no excuse to be bored here. None. But this is
my
cool.
last piece of information is also exciting news, because October 15th is the beginning of stone crab season, and we love stone crab. And again, a lot of restaurants have like stone crab boil or different specials on stone crab. So it starts October 15th and it really lasts till May, but they say they never know what the season's going to be like. So they might get a lot of crab at first, and then depending on the weather and a lot of other things, might not get a whole lot of crab going forward. So if you want to get some, you better go out and find it. Something that I thought was really interesting when I was looking into this is when they harvest stone crab. This is kind of sad, but they pull them into the boat, pull off a claw. They can pull up to 2 claws off, but they usually pull one, and then they throw them back in. And they do that because stone crabs can grow up to 4 or 5 more claws in their lifetime.
Yep.
So they could be caught 4 or 5 years in a row, and they take one of the claws, throw them back in, and the next year that claw is there again.
I brought this up like 6 months ago, and you're like, both of you were like, oh, like how does it defend itself? I was like, well, somehow they make it.
I don't remember you talking about that, but I was like, ugh, because it kept saying that it's the most sustainable fishery, and because of that, because they don't actually take the whole crab, they're just taking part of it. The other interesting thing is they boil them on the boat or on the dock. It never goes further than that. And then they send them out to restaurants and markets and stuff. And they said they do that so that the meat doesn't stick to the shell.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of restaurants and stuff in the area that'll be having stone crab coming up here this next week. So it's another fun thing to do.
Friday the 16th at the Stone Crab Festival in Dunedin. So for those of you looking for a thing to do, downtown Dunedin is great. We've done many videos about Dunedin, so
Yeah.
it's just a beautiful town. It's one more like a village is what I would say. It's just one of those really cool spots. But they do a great beer festival every year as well, and then looks like they're having a festival for stone crab. So I'm here for it, y'all. Trust me,
Yeah.
stone crab is delicious. You will not be disappointed when you come down and have that. That and the grouper. We talk about this often, but like, make sure you get a grouper. The sandwiches are okay. I don't know about you. I'm bougie, so fish sandwiches, like, I've yet to have the fish sandwich where I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to have that again. It's just, for some reason, fish and like bread just don't seem to work together real well, And then they start throwing things like lettuce and tomato. It's like, no, you're missing the whole thing. Either put the fish on the plate. I love it black. I don't care which direction that is. Also, some people make incredible grouper nuggets, right? So you got like gator bites down here. That's a thing. We don't eat gator. I don't even know if I've had a bite of gator, but it's a thing. You can find it everywhere. And then
I like that the grouper, the restaurants down here call them grouper bites, but I like them a lot because they're, like you said, it's not in a sandwich and it's just not so much. You can.
Yeah. And it's like we're spoiled. We're so spoiled, Marcia. We got like, I like, it is just, it's awesome. All the options we have, and you guys have a bunch of stuff open down there. There's a Ruth Chris about to open up down by you guys. Not that that's local, but it's you can get a great steak and the twice baked potatoes at Ruth Chris. I mean, like, y'all, if you've never had that before, what are you doing with your life? Right?
I don't know.
You got to go check it out. But that's great. What else, Marcia? Anything else?
That's it.
Awesome.
That's all I got today.
We had a full show tonight. You ladies came. You dealing the heat. You were dealing the heat. Like, I got this going on. We got this going on. Right? Like I was saying again, if you're considering making a move to Florida and you can't find something to do here, like, you're too lazy to look. That's the only way I can put that, because there's always something going on. And if y'all are interested in learning more about it, you do not hesitate to reach out to me and the team here. All of our contact information is listed down below. Like I said before, you got to connect with Denise tonight. We're so excited for you, Denise. Oh, can't wait for that dream to become a reality. And even in this very interesting time, and like, we didn't go too deep, and I'm not going to run 20 minutes past tonight talking numbers. Forgive me. I know that I put that on the headline if you're watching on YouTube, but here's what you need to know. Our average sales price is up. For how much longer, I don't know. I definitely cannot. I don't have a crystal ball, so to speak. I don't know how much longer we can handle this with the interest rates the way they are. There was an article that came out this past week. I just did a video on it today, actually, about Adam, who's a data researcher who does tons of research on the housing market specifically. Just released an article saying that 99% of America is unaffordable to the average American, which is fascinating, right? When you think about that. But we're so fortunate here that we live in an area where people are still coming, right? They still choose to come, whether that's their last dollar or it's something they've been saving for their entire life. It is definitely slowed down. So, like, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You can go see that in the numbers. It isn't complicated. But there's two things that come into play right now. Historically speaking, seasonality comes into play too. That's normal. But the other part of this is we've got rates that are as high as they've been in 30 years. And home prices were nowhere near what they are today. So that is something to take into consideration. I mean, the last 3 weeks, the greater Tampa Bay area, our average sales price has been like $520. Holy cow. Now, that's not the median. You're going to go look and see things like the median, but the average, and this is where, we deal in averages, right, ladies? We're dealing with that on a day in and day out basis. You can still absolutely find things under 400,000. I have a listing in Clearwater. It's less than 4.5 miles away from Pier 60. It is $475,000. I'm sorry, $375,000. It's a great little property, right? Nothing wrong with that, but those are few and far between, and it's 1,200 square feet. Right? The things that most people want that are 22,000 or 2,400 square feet, those homes are definitely on the higher end of that. And we'll get more into this. I'll actually probably break open a live this week. I'm actually going to do that. I'll go live during the day this week and really just dig into the numbers for anybody that's watching our channel on a regular basis. So I'll do a deep dive, kind of talk about what's going on in our marketplace, do a market update. I'm probably going to get a little bit more routine with that because of where our economy is standing right now. I mean, you guys know what's going on over in the Middle East right now, all the turmoil, elections are coming. That usually messes with real estate too. So like, it's just part of the ebbs and flows of this business. And we've got this thing thrown in there, you know, with the economy. Jobs data came out hotter than expected. I know when you read through the numbers there, like, listen, you know, there's two things I want to bring to attention there. Jobs numbers were almost twice as much as they expected, meaning that the American employers hired twice as many people as the economists expect them to hire. But I also saw an article this morning that as of today, 1.4 million working Americans are working 2 full-time jobs. So it's like, where did those jobs really come from? Can you count someone twice? Right? Because my guess is that's what's happening. You know what I mean? And like, it's very interesting. I saw a meme this morning. It was actually my wife put out. She said, when can we normalize not having one bag of groceries cost $100? And I was like, yes, when can, and she does girl math, and she was mad. It's not free, right? It was not free. So I'm sharing that with y'all. I know everyone can feel this, right? Like, we're not oblivious to it. You know, everybody that we deal with or know is not wealthy beyond their wildest dreams. That's just not reality for most human beings. So definitely empathize with it. We're feeling the effects as well. You know, we went from having, you know, anywhere from, 30 to 50 people reach out to us every month to, we're down to 15, 20 a month max, right? So it's just part of the process. It's the ebbs and flows. But with that can come opportunity too. So keep your head on straight. If this is a dream that you have, we are working deals. Sellers are, again, if it's not the best property in the best neighborhood doesn't have to negotiate with anyone unless they're desperate for another reason, right? Death, divorce, illness, those things can change everything. But a level-headed seller with the best product does not need to discount anything in almost any market. They will find that, trust me, that house will find a home. But when you start getting into things that, 2 years ago, people were throwing money at dogs, essentially, right? It was like, I'll waive my inspection and give you whatever you want. And the house was not worth it, right? Well, that's relative, but it definitely needed love. Let's put it that way. They needed roofs. They needed all kinds of stuff, and people were just waving it. You don't have to do that now. We're not in that market. Tampa's still moving forward, but we're starting to slow down. The last 2 weeks in a row, we've had more new listings come to market than pending. It was only 40 properties 1 week, and it was 52 the other. So keep that in perspective. It's nowhere near lopsided like you think it would be. This time last year, I think it was October 29th or the 22nd. I'll have to go look at Mortgage News Daily. Last year is when interest rates hit their all-time high last year, which is like 7.25%. And it literally stopped the real estate market. It stopped it dead in its tracks. So people have now become accustomed. We've been living in this space for a year now of 7% interest rates, but now we're knocking on the door of 8s. So this is a different environment. Look for new construction if you want to make this dream a reality. Again, if you want to be here next year at this time, you need to be looking right now if you're looking for new construction, right? If you are not looking for new construction, then again, October, for us, remember, all those snowbirds start showing up after Thanksgiving, and it gets really busy after Christmas. And they come down, and those people are shopping for their dream. Okay, so between October and January is typically the best time to buy here. It's the slowest movement, right, with the most opportunity because you have a little bit more flexibility. Most buyers have enough time to go home now and say, I think I'm going to sleep on it. And that is, as a real estate professional, I actually appreciate being in that market. Mm-hmm. I don't, right, Marcia? Like, y'all, we've said this for 2 years. I hate being in a place where you got to throw the money at it. We haven't seen it yet. Don't matter, throw the money. That is not a healthy place to live for anyone, right? Mm-hmm. It's cool when it's coming your way until you got to go pay taxes on it. right? It's cool when it's coming your way until you got to turn around and go find your home because you sold yours like that, right? So a great healthy market where sellers can put out a good product, buyers can have a reasonable conversation, and the two level-headed human beings can or two parties can come to an agreement that makes sense for both of them. That is ideal. Right? We have no control over the interest rates. We have no control over the inventory, but we're here to help. We are here to help you make your dream a reality. Right? So do not hesitate to reach out to me and the team. These girls love what they do. I'm telling you right now. If I call them at 7:00 in the morning, they're already talking about real estate. They're looking at houses for you. They got a client they're working on. They got to find a home for. Like if I call them at 9:00, if you show up at 8:30 at night, where are you at? They're on a YouTube live trying to help you guys figure out what is best for you and your family. So I just want to say thank you, ladies, for the work, the energy you put into this show, and more importantly, the work, the energy you put into our clients. And really just helping them, achieve their dreams. And, we love you. We appreciate you. And of course, the audience watching right now, we wouldn't get these opportunities if it wasn't for you reaching out, trusting in us. Just know that we love this. We want to match your ideal lifestyle with that correct community. The houses tend to take care of themselves after that. We've got listing inventory if you're interested in that as well. We got a great new home coming in live to Tampa this week. 4 bedrooms, over 2,000 square foot, beautiful pool. They just had a brand new driveway put in, walkway and fireplace around. The pool's all Pebble Tech. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And near Lake Magdalene, and the schools are 9s and 10s. And for anybody that's been looking at Tampa, that's not normal. That's not normal. So we're excited to share those things with you all. We appreciate it. Doug Stone, I know you're chiming in late here. Forgive me. Let me just jump in here real quick with Doug. He's got some things to say. New construction is a good option during higher interest rates due to the funds built into the price and help with funding. Absolutely, Doug. And we're seeing that right now. Stacy brought up the deals that these builders are making. We appreciate that. The Fed gives and the Fed takes. Yeah, the Fed prints money. That's a whole other conversation. Like I said, come talk on Thursday, Doug. You and I can get knee deep in all this stuff. We'll definitely get into that world. But we want to leave you all with just a wonderful evening. And we hope you have an incredibly blessed night and week. And with that, we'll say, go out and live that Tampa life, y'all.